welcome back, Pokémon GO Players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is July 5th, 2022. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. And, Go Fest Berlin is going on, or has been going on. But I know you should be getting excited to fly up soon, right?
Yes. And Berlin is over because it was only the weekend. So,
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, I feel like you're trying to like talk in the past. I mean, I know we are like a little bit into the future because it's a couple of days since we should have a podcast. But anyhow, so we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as we do. Chris and I have some fresh cuts, of just playing around, but Anyways, just remind everybody that we are part of Professor Network. Please check out professornetwork.com/Purified Wonderful people to work with every single time. And it should be actually getting an episode pretty soon out. I've been waiting for it. Ho ho ho. But yeah, so how you been, brother? Happy 4th of July that ended yesterday,
Yeah, we didn't have the podcast for the last 2 days because I went to a 4th of July party on the 3rd. And then, obviously, yesterday was 4th of July, so we didn't do the podcast that day.
Well, I think the only reason why we also didn't do it because if we were actually trying to do the podcast on that hour, you hear like fireworks going through the entirety of it.
That is true. That is true. You might hear some here and there, but at least it won't be that bad.
Yeah, so we were like, at that point, if we gotta try to do the podcast, it might as well just wait a couple an extra day for it. Plus, we got some interesting news from pushing it out all the way today. So, but yeah, that's what it is. Now we had another week and a half, of course, and things like that. Thank you, Chris, for the emote. But yeah, how was your week and a half, brother?
It's been pretty nice.
Yeah.
Been trying to run the gacha more. Bro, kind of misplaced it for the last two.
My gacha has been going wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been getting too many shinies. I got like one surprise from the gacha, but not as crazy as it was for the past few weeks for me.
Yeah. No, I understand. That's reasonable when it comes down to it. But hey, it is what it is. I don't want to do that. I almost ended the stream for no effing reason. But yeah. So what's your haul? Let's go shinies on those.
Talking shiny hauls.
Shiny hauls.
Okay, let's see. Because I kind of forgot too.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it starts with I got this shiny Meltan during the last podcast, but I was very quiet about it. I Go Plussed a shiny Baneri, which I already had before, but it's always exciting to get. I actually got a shiny 98 Mewtwo, with Psystrike, 14 attack though. But
it's trash. Just trash it.
Yeah. Basically, every single Mewtwo I have that is 96 or 98 in shiny, all of them have 14 attack. Every single one. So I definitely am going to be trying to trade for a Shundo because we had a local get a Shundo lucky trade very recently, a friend dog. After that, literally right after the shiny 98, I got a shiny Natu, which is like my 3rd or 4th one, I believe.
Nice.
And I did do a lucky trade for a shiny Mewtwo after that with 15 attack, but then it's 13 defense and 12 HP. So I was like, better than nothing.
I know,
it was an 80% before they traded it, so I was happy about that.
Nice.
And what'd you get, buddy?
So I started with, I believe, the last Melton box that I opened.
Ooh.
Or second to last Melton box. But anyway, I got a shiny there. So I got actually a total of 6 shiny Meltons throughout the entire event. So 1 for each box. It could have been 7, but, beggars can be choosers. Then we got I got another Pidove, which now have evolved into an Pheasant. Gold plus randomness. And I got the full family, so I'm good. The male, female kind of thing. Then another Gold plus Kitty. Then a Gold plus Lugma through the weekend of the Go Fest.
Yo!
I know, a super good shiny.
I really wanted a Slugma.
I know. I don't know. It's just like I open my thing and I open my thing and then just like it's right there.
Oh, I didn't know it glowed up like that too.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't notice that until I actually did that. Pretty funny. And then I got another Lillipup, which I believe this is my 3rd one, so I think I have the family now, so that's probably nice. And then I hatched today, actually, like right before this podcast, I hatched a shiny Bullaby.
Yo!
It's a 15-15-12. So,
Okay, that's still PvP viable.
yeah. Like, this is my first hatch shiny in a long time. I can tell you that much. What was the last
That's
time
a
I
good
actually...
one.
Let me actually check. When did I actually hatch the last shiny, if I can type? Tyrogue was the last shiny that I got.
Oh yeah.
And this was way back in April. So I've been overdue for a shiny hatch for sure. I definitely have been, more than anything. I mean, the other ones has been like, trader ones and everything. So it's one of those things in the end of the day. But yeah, the Tyrogue was the last one. I actually hatched a shiny Abra. December Community Day. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. It's been a while. Actually, now that I think about it, there has only been a few things that I hatched since then. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to hatch shinies, honestly, except for the ones that they raised the shiny odds of.
Definitely. Ooh, what's that? Articuno? Okay, before I get there, I got 80 seconds. So, as for Hundo, I don't mind, actually. I did get 1 Hundo throughout the last event, and that was the Ditto, which I'm happy about. Hundo Ditto. Can't complain. It was a work, Gold Plus, those kind of things. It kind of seemed like I was getting lucky when it comes down to it.
So technically, you got every Hundo.
Yes, I got... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now that you said it.
You like that?
Yeah. But yeah, no, so far a pretty nice haul. Not too bad here and there. It could have been a little bit better, but I don't think I think aside from the TCG event and the Go Fest Berlin, I don't think there was a lot to go about it, but there were still some nice spawns here and there. I did actually get my... Okay, so before we get into a lot of different things, let's recap what happened last weekend, which was Go Fest Berlin. So Go Fest Berlin was happening. Everybody, every YouTuber that wanted to go went to the event. It was crazy. Like, I think this is something that's gonna happen in Seattle too. Every first 2 minutes of every hour is gonna spawn a 2-minute unknown full spawn throughout the entire park.
Oh my gosh!
So everybody has a chance of getting a shiny unknown through it, and I think like almost every single one of them got one. So,
that's actually awesome. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So, and then after that, of course, it'll turn back into its regular spawns. Now, I think I was watching. I watched like almost every single Seattle big video, and they were going ham on things. Trinity Tips didn't go super ham, but he did get the ones he wanted. Of course, one of the things being a cowboy hat Snorlax shiny. There was also a Hondo spawn throughout one of the days, and everybody was going bananas over it. And then, of course, the unknowns. Shiny Panseer was actually out. The fire one, I guess. The fire one, I guess.
Yeah,
I think that's how it's called.
Panseer.
And first time through, thank you for joining us. And so it's crazy. People were getting shinies left and right, getting the shinies that they wanted, things like that. So it hasn't been too bad for a lot of the players. Actually, somebody's record, I think, was 60 plus shinies that weekend, or that one day of gameplay.
Ooh.
So I have high hopes for Seattle. Aside from that, there was a global challenge, which you had to defeat X amount of Team Go Rockets to earn the bonuses for the anniversary event that we'll actually be talking about in a few minutes. And we did it, of course, as always. And at the same time, we had a time research. Now, this was, I don't know if this was announced, but it was for everybody. So as far as I know, I don't think we covered the times research. I don't think we actually talked about it too much. Or if it was there, we kind of screamed through it.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't there and I just overlooked it.
Now, at first, I thought I was worried because I thought it was actually going to be something that we needed to finish like before the hour or something. But it was the entire weekend's research time. So
Yeah.
and it didn't overpower any of the other spawns that we had. We had a couple of extra fire spawns here and there. Darumaka spawning in the wild, Charmander, Magmar, Ponyta, Slugma, and all the other ones. So it wasn't too bad of a haul when it came down to it. It was just kind of interesting. But as a reward, we did get a regional Pokemon as Panseer, which could have been shiny out of the special time research. So everybody, unless you didn't actually claim it before then, although you may get another chance pretty soon, you were able to get like a research Panseer. Now, my Panseer was a 98, 14, 15, 15 very first regional Pokemon for me. So that's actually kind of nice on that. Or at least that regional Pokemon that I'm still missing for sure.
That is cool.
If that's not going to be the case, I'm definitely thinking that Sapporo and Seattle are going to have its equivalent shiny available Pokemons that everybody's going to be able to catch. So, but of course, you know, there's more to it. We were able to get the Ultra Unlock. This Articuno is not shiny or Hundo, so that when it comes down to it.
Yeah, that means
That was cool.
Pan Sage should be in Seattle, right?
Pan Sage. So I know that our regional, of course, the Water Monkey, it's going to be shiny available during Seattle, and then after that, and then after that, I believe is the Japan Sapporo event one, which I believe because of a lot of the restrictions that Japan still has since the start of everything. There's not going to be there hasn't been a lot of coverage for the Japan Go Fest for sure. I can tell you that much. I think only locals are able to attend it.
No.
And only a few selected, I believe, can actually go because of how bad are the restrictions in Japan right now. It's just a bad to worse, no matter how much it costs to tourism. So
yeah, I suppose it makes some sense.
Yeah, so Sapporo may not be the event, but there's definitely going to be a global challenge attached to it that a lot of people won't think. Hopefully, because again, they're keeping it on the down low. Like even the time the tickets went live, there wasn't a lot of hype or a lot of announcements for it. I think the only source of information you get from it was the Japanese Pokemon Go website, and some of the information, of course, in the English website. But there was no like tweet out or do this or do that, buy your tickets now here thing. And so Sapporo may be the low key Go Fest that we may regret not going to, but but we hope that some people, at least whoever has a ticket or is able to go, enjoy it as much as possible. It is what it is when it comes to that. However, our Water Monkey is going to be shiny in Seattle, and the Grass Monkey will be shiny once Sapporo comes out. So we'll have our research breakthrough box, our time research through each one of them when it comes down to it. Of course, that wasn't the only thing. We had Skyform Shaman appearing, even though I don't think a lot of the YouTubers really care about that Pokemon after the global one.
I saw one screenshot of it, and that was it.
Yeah, and then, of course, the coup de grace was Formosa. Formosa, the Ultra Beast, was out only as a catchable special research Pokemon. So you're not able to get it in raids. People were not able to invite you to the raids, and you were not able to do those kind of things unless you were in the Go Fest Seattle Berlin event at the time. So anybody either got their hundos or they didn't, and whoever was there played the game. So, but still, Berlin seemed like very, very fun. A lot of people got a couple of shandos that I'm regretting, always hopefully knowing what we're getting there. But yeah. Yep. That's Seattle, of course. And just to recap a little bit last from the TCG event, of course. The TCG event ended a couple of days before the actual TCG set came out. But the cards have been out, and Chris and I have been opening packs here and there. We got some notable ones like Dragonite V, Mewtwo V. Just seeing the trainer leaders cards in the set is just like warms my heart. And of course, you have your Radiant Blastoise Pokemons and everything. Mewtwo, which I'm hoping to get a alternate art for that. The set doesn't seem to be that expensive either, so if you really just want to buy everything or just master it pretty quickly, you could spend a couple $100 in it, and I think you should be fine of actually mastering the set anyways. But what's the fun in that if you can open packs, you know? So, and any more thoughts on everything like that, TCG or Berlin, Chris?
Just bringing up the TCG, because I follow a lot of that. Highly recommend to anyone, and I think I say this every single time, if you want to get a master set of Pokemon Go, which, I mean, if you're listening, you should be a fan of Pokemon Go. Not necessarily the TCG, but if you'd like to collect the cards, they will be pretty cheap within the next, 6 months.
Yeah.
So, just watch the price trends and, try to snag them when they get to a price you're happy with.
Yep.
I know already a bunch of them throughout the first weekend have already dropped pretty substantially. And, a few went up, but most of them went down.
Yeah.
So, just try to scoop them up instead of, buying 500 packs and still getting the same cards over and over again.
Well, the good thing about this whole set is that it's kind of like a seasonal one, or not seasonal. It's more like a special gift holiday set. A lot of people
it's a
talking
holiday
about.
set.
So it's not too bad for the summer, and it's a small set. So it's not like you're gonna regret not buying the packs and just open it up for fun, especially since the Ditto is there and everything. But if we actually look at the prices, we're going to TCG right here. The biggest card, of course, is the Mewtwo alternate art, and that it's $70. It's like the cheapest alternate art that I've seen out of any sets out there. So there could be a couple.
If you're talking the top of the top,
Yeah.
that's really cheap for a chase card.
Even something
for an
like the
alternate.
Radiant Charizard, which a lot of people are pulling, and I get the Blastoise, of course.
Twice.
I get just Blastoise, anyways. Even the Radiant Charizard is only like $40, so if you just want to get one, it's just pretty easy. So,
Funny enough, it was only 30 the first weekend.
So it went up a little bit. It wasn't too bad.
The Radiant cards are the only ones that have gone up, but they should still go down.
Yeah, because you're actually opening more and more, so it's really not bad when it comes down to it. So in the end of the day, you could just get just the regular packs basically buying it. All of just by the top 5 cards combined, a couple extra $200 or a couple $200 or $300 at best, and you can get all 5 of them without having too much trouble, anyways. And just like Chris has mentioned, it's gonna drop down. It's not one of those biggest sets that's gonna change the meta or break the meta. Although right now the Mewtwo seems to be pretty interesting for a lot of decks right now. So
yeah, a lot of people are bringing it up for Worlds coming up.
Yeah.
I will say that it is definitely a fun set to open. It does have codes in it that you can redeem items for in Pokemon Go. Yes. And I do know a lot of people are trying to get the Pokemon Go TCG shirt in Pokemon Go.
Okay.
And apparently, if you get the code for it and you unlock it, if you find another one for the shirt, it doesn't let you redeem it. So it's the shirt. So I think we could do a giveaway for that on the Twitter channel if we happen to get a second.
Well, I do have some codes for the Pokemon Go redemption things here because I open a lot of products. So I have an extra here that if anybody wants them, I actually do something even better. So we'll have the TCG codes, or the TCG codes for Pokemon Go. So if anybody wants some codes, go over to our Twitter. After this podcast, we'll have it ready. And you guys can get some pretty cool, neat stuff in game. Aside from that, I do have one mystery card here. This is actually from the initial release of Professor Willow's code card. I was able to get when I got my GoFest shirts last year. So I kept this for a while. I wanted to do the giveaway during Milton's shiny release or re-release at the time, but I just didn't get around to it. However, these two things back to back, winners will of course be selected randomly through Twitter. We'll post it on Twitter and see how the giveaway goes. If you want to kind of follow on Twitter, usually we shout out all our social medias at the end of the podcast, so make sure you keep us there. And yeah, we have two giveaways for you guys right here, right there. We'll probably do an extra one because I have one that I really don't need anyway, so might as well. But yeah, we'll do that. It sounds like a fun event, fun thing to do.
I like it.
All right, with that being said, TCG set, it's done. Berlin is done. So we got a couple of news to cover. Most notably, of course, the anniversary blog, because if you guys don't know, as I'm recording this podcast, or at least at the beginning early tomorrow, or I guess if you're in another part of the world, Pokemon GO's anniversary is here. 6 years, Chris. 6 damn years of this addicting game.
It's insane, man.
Oh
Time really flies.
It does. It definitely does. I mean, we could reminisce on all the craziest things that we have seen, before we even started the podcast. And believe me, you and me, hopefully, just like the first enter on the chat said, hopefully 6 more to come. And, more to just play a game that everybody loves. Whew, it's amazing. I mean, not a lot of games can really last this long if you think about it.
It's honestly crazy, how many friends and people in the community, especially locally, that I just wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Pokemon Go. Like, we're still friends after all this time. So
yeah, definitely.
It's crazy, man.
And one thing to know is, like, Chris and I, again, we never met before this. It was because of Pokemon Go, if because we wanted to do a podcast together, if because we wanted to do things because of this game, is that we had all the friendships that we have accumulated in the last 6 years. So I'm glad to meet you, Chris. I'm glad that we're doing this podcast together. Thank you for always putting up with my rants, because that's
pleasure.
That's what it is on this one. But yeah, happy birthday, Pokemon Go. If you got some things that you want to share with us happening in the last 6 years, anything cool, commendment, achievements, or anything, let us know. Email and Twitters are always on page anyway. So let's get into the news celebrating 6 years of Pokemon Go during the anniversary event and battle weekend. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I got mixed feelings about this one, but here we go.
yeah. I feel like they gave a little bit too much love to a certain Pokemon. But,
yeah.
We'll see.
So it's time to celebrate Pokemon Go and party like it's 2016. Well, okay. To help kick the anniversary into high gear, we're having a sensational six-team celebration, including a special emphasis on Charizard, which is the number 6006 in the Pokédex. With the event team field research time, research and battle weekend taking place, there are plenty of fun for trainers everywhere to enjoy. They also, of course, did mention that the intel suggests that if we have, there may be components to this event that will only be revealed after certain ultra unlock conditions are met, which Go First Berlin just finished for that, and then update we did it. So woohoo! When it comes down to it, when does it start? Well, it starts tomorrow. Just like, at least in our area, July 6th at 10 a.m. to July 12th at 8 p.m. local time. So it's a 6-day event. 6 for 6, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. And sorry about the thundering, guys. I guess it's going to rain pretty soon here. Pokemon debuts, which is not really a debut. It's more like you getting
an update.
An upgrade. Yeah, I know, right? So Party Hat Charmeleon and Party Hat Charizard will be available throughout this event, with Cake Custom Pikachu also appearing in the wild. All of them can be shiny.
Pikachu got some cake.
I know. Oh my god. All of them can be shiny. And, pretty amazing. Now, if you do have a Charmander that had the Party Hat back in the day, I believe that it's possible to evolve that to a Party Hat Charmeleon and Charizard respectively now. So I don't think I have one. I don't think I got one through the last event because
I think I only got the Squirtle. I don't think I got the party hat.
Yeah, I don't got any party hats either way. So, but it is possible to get it. Also, because of the Ultra Unlock, Pansear, the high 10 Pokemon, will appear in the wild and in raids around the world during the anniversary as an Ultra Unlock bonus. So, if you didn't get your special one from the time research, here you go. It's out in the wild. People can get it for the next 6 days. Shiny is available once again. So, get to it. Also, part of the Ultra Unlock, we have Unknown E appearing in 1-star raids. So
Wild Aggron, what?
I got a wild Lightroom evolution. Oh well, wait, what? You said Aggron, right? Not Aaron.
Yeah, yeah, the top, the biggie boy.
Oh wow, okay.
That's what I'm like. What?
But as I was saying, Unknown E, if you really want to spend your money, which don't, if you're going to Seattle, just don't spend the money, guys. Also, as part of the Ultra Unlock bonus, we have time research that will let us encounter the Pokemon Wash Rotom. Which actually in Berlin, if you were in Berlin during the time, Mo Rotom was in Photoshops. So,
Oh my lord!
So Chris, you're thinking about going again, sir?
Nah, I'm screaming, man.
It's like Chris.
Will that be? Is the wash one available to all of us then?
Yes, it will be an event exclusive time research that will be able throughout the event. So
okay, I think the wash one should theoretically be the most competitive one for PvP.
It is time research though, so you're not gonna get anything below 10, 10, 10, I guess.
Okay, that's no problem.
Yeah, unless
you trade it.
Anyway, what's going to be spawning in the wild? Well, good luck with your Pokeballs this week, because what's spawning in the wild, it's going to be a bunch of Pokemons, actually. So, Bulbasaur, Party Hat Charmander, Squirtle, K-Custom Pikachu, Machop, Ladybug, Ralts, Beniri, Pansear, Benefits, Chespin, Fennekin, Froakie, Bunnelby, Litleo, and Piplup will be appearing in the wild for this type of event. And then if you're lucky, you might encounter things like Gabite, Clauncher, and Heliotile in the wild. So that's actually kind of interesting. Half of this party can be shiny, half of them cannot. So, what it is, you know. I'm sure everybody's just going to go for the Party Hat Charmander anyways.
Yeah.
And then we have 1-star race with the Ultra Unlock added. We have, of course, Pikachu, Dratini, Unknown, and Pansear. 3 stars will feature Venusaur, Party Hat Charizard, Blastoise, Tyranitar, Metagross, Zapdos, and Mega Charizard X and Y will be appearing in their respective rates. Anything that you want to rate out at this one, Chris?
As much as I feel like, Charizard's getting a bit, too much love. I mean, I'm just saying, why is he the only one with a party hat? But he is the clear favorite out of the 3.
I think that also if they give us only 6 days for this event and all the starters can have party hats and evolution hats, shinies, that I think there wouldn't be enough time for all of that. So
I wouldn't hate it because people could, hunt the one they want. I will probably go for Pansear and Charizard.
The good thing is Pansear is in the wild, so not that you really have to spend too much about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like remote raid Pansear, but Charizard with the party hat and being shiny, I think it would look pretty cool. So I mean,
it's also possible to Mega Evolve it, so even if it loses its party hat at the time, but you are able to get a Mega Evolve Charizard with party hat, at least to be able to Mega Evolve.
That's true.
I don't need that many of them. I have my Hundo, so I'm okay.
I got the Hundo, so I just really care about the shiny costume.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, I do have both of them level 3 Mega Evolve ready to go. So 2 Charizards X and Y when it comes down to it. I could use the extra Mega Energy, but at this point, there's really no point since I could just do it for free.
It shouldn't give you any Mega, right?
Only the Mega Raids X and Y, of course, are gonna be in the Mega Raids.
Oh yeah. And they should have the costume still, right?
Yeah,
like when they're
yes. I think as far as I know, yes.
Yeah, they usually don't specify that, but if you're gonna raid them, you might as well raid the Mega Y and get that Mega Energy while you're at it.
That's true. That is true. As long as you get shiny of each one, either one of them. I mean,
Yeah, at
it
least
doesn't
if
really
it
matter.
works the same way that Gengar did during the Halloween event.
Yeah, that's true. I believe that's what it is when it comes down to it. We
Yeah.
have special research, or I'm sorry, not special, but field research tasks that encounters every single starter. I'm not gonna name them because you guys know what starters are. So every single starter, it will be available in field research task. If you're hunting for one specifically, hopefully once we get the data, we should be able to know which one you need. But of course,
Yo, where's Pikachu? What?
and Eevee.
Eevee's not a starter.
Eevee's a
That's a
starter.
side game. No, I'm
It's Let's
joking.
Go Pikachu and Eevee, you bastard. Um, with that being said, there are actually a little more information. We have new customs in the game, of course. If you go to the journey right now, or not the journal, but the style option,
Ooh.
you can actually get a nice little tuxedo out of it.
Yeah, that looks pretty clean.
It is clean. I don't know. I'm still debating if I want to get the whole set or not. We got stickers, and everybody's favorite weekend is back. Battle weekend. Ready for prom with a tux, pretty much. Battle weekend, it will be from Saturday, July 9th at 12 a.m. to Sunday, July 10th at 11:59 local time. The event bonuses will be enjoy up to 20 Go Battle League sets each day, and use a charge TM to help Shadow Pokemon forget the charge attack frustration. So, if you guys don't know, actually, you're not seeing this right now. Latios is here. So, Giovanni will have his change of legendary. So, if you want to use a Super Rocket Radar for it, you will encounter Giovanni and Latios respectively. The bonuses for this whole weekend will be, of course, Tingle Rocket Balloons will appear every 2 hours. We used to say 3 hours, but because of the Ultra Unlock events, it's now every 2 hours. Enjoy one extra raid pass per day, which that only counts for 4 free ones, if you do your math correctly. Earn two mysterious components for defeating Tingle Rocket Grunts. Encounter a legendary Pokemon in Go Battle League rewards encounters at rank 16 and up. So if you want to rank up and get to 60, you'll get legendary encounters. Earn 5 times Stardust from Go Battle League rewards. Earn extra percent, 50% extra experience from raid battles, and extra 50% Stardust for defeating Tingle Rocket runs.
That's pretty cool.
Now, Ultra Unlock Blast from the Past. If you evolve the following first partner Pokemon during the Ultra Unlock Battle Weekend, they'll know attacks that were previously featured during past events. So, every grass starter, aside from the ones that hasn't been released yet, will know his Frenzy Plant moves. Every fire starter will have Blast Burn. Every water starter will know Hydro Cannon. And of course, the only one that got another fast attack from another community today will be Charmander. So, if you evolve a Charmander all the way to Charizard during the weekend, you are able to get both community days in the same pool at the time. Madness. Chris is like, what?
It's interesting.
Is
It
it?
saves you a lot of elite TMs.
That's for sure. I kind of just want to get one out of the way because I actually want to see both of the moves being there for the first time. However, guys, as far as I know, this only happening throughout the weekend. The battle weekend, so just wait to evolve them. Don't do them throughout the event because if not, you're not gonna have a fun time for that regard. So keep an eye out. There's also gonna be a special research center around Giovanni, which of course you'll earn you another Super Rocket Radar, and you're able to claim this special research up to the end of Season of Go at September 1st. And then Shadow Latios is making his debut, plus a couple extra Shadow Pokemons like Mewtwo, Shinx, and Purloin, and of course more Pokemons. Any thoughts on this, Chris?
Shadow Geodude's pretty awesome. I'm very curious. Do you think those are the leaders, or do you think those are like kind of like a mix?
Well, and I believe Drowsy is finally here. I don't think so because Purloin cannot be shiny yet.
All I'm saying is Shinx would be awesome as a shiny Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that's one of them.
It will be interesting. I don't think I want to see another Shadow or another shiny Shinx in my
Another
lifetime.
Shinx anytime soon.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Once the weekend starts, we'll know for sure. It's only a couple of days from now, so it's not too bad. And by the time it actually starts during the another side of the world, we'll probably have all the information we need, anyways. So it is how it is. With that being said, of course, that is the anniversary event. And thoughts on this, Chris? Any feelings about how this whole week is gonna be?
Uh, Definitely gonna try running the Go Plus like constantly. To try and get that shiny party hat Charmander, trying to get that shiny Pikachu, trying to get that shiny Panseer, and then anything else is just, oh, that's cool. But yeah, those three are, the chase, and then obviously the Charizard. I do really wish though that they had the party hat Blastoise and Venusaur, but maybe they have those planned for a future event. I don't know. It seems like a little bit of favoritism to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I am excited for it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely rip to all your Pokeballs because they're not gonna change the catch rate of any of the starters.
Yeah. No.
But either how, I think that it's a good event. I was having mixed feelings about it before the Ultra Unlock happened, and of course, once the Ultra Unlock did come through, it hasn't been too bad. So far, I don't want to give it a pre-rating through the whole thing, but I just think that it's not the highest event that we had so far. Even through the Ultra Unlock, which, don't get me wrong, being able to see a regional Pokemon in the wild for the first time that you're never going to be able to see unless you actually go to those places. Was Rotom back in encounters, of course. And even the unknown, even though it's not the greatest thing to just have it in raids, it's nice to see it around. Yeah. The shiny Pokemons, or at least the party Pokemons, all the custom ones, they're not as bad as it seems. But they could have gone a little extra mile for 6 years. I guess because we're now in the intermediate between 5 to 10, I guess now they're going to be like mediocre anniversary events from here on out.
Yeah, they're like, you gotta wait till the 10th one.
Yeah, I
for
know,
the
right?
good stuff.
I know, right? But yeah, that will be when it comes down to it. Again, we'll give our all full thoughts once it starts and once the next podcast comes out, which until the 10, yeah, until the 10 year.
Yeah, we gotta see spawn rates.
Definitely. With that being said, of course, that's all the anniversary starting tomorrow. Make sure you are aware of when you can evolve your Pokemon or not, and just be ready for the event itself. And then we have one little extra blog post they posted just today. Of course, saying happy birthday or happy 6th anniversary of Pokemon Go. They mark about a lot of different things that we are going through it, but the most exciting thing is the picture, the anniversary art that they have each year. Now, a lot of people here. Let me turn off our cameras for just a moment, because if not, you're not gonna be able to see the full picture. So, to be able to intake this whole thing, we need to look at all the special things that happen on the picture. So, we have our megas, which is Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. That's not changing anytime soon. None of us get a power creep in some different places, but each one of them is pretty good to see. On the top left, we have Little Hello, which we already have. We have Beryllian. Is that how you say it, Chris?
I've always said it Vivillon or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Vivillon, which is a brand new bug Pokemon for Generation 6 that has not been released in Pokemon Go yet. So it's kind of nice to see. If we actually go... I'm sorry?
I will specify really quick on that, too, that it has, like, so many different patterns based on the region, which, I mean, we've already seen Pokemon like that, like Deerling, and, well, that's more on the weather.
Can you imagine if they release one last good one for Pokemon Go?
For Vivillon?
Yeah.
Like, they give it different moves? Oh, dude, I'd be pissed.
No, they'd be, like, another form that we need to get just to complete the Brilliant Dex.
Oh my gosh, like you catch every single one to fill that?
Probably, but at the same time, there's only like one.
I don't think.
Pokemon Go. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I
like
don't
a
think
wild
they
one.
do an ungodly amount. I feel like they'd have like 16 or something max.
Well, anyways, before we continue on the whole Virulent thing, because once it actually comes out, we're gonna actually see, and just like the first Santora said, 25 new originals coming on that regard. But with that being said, of course, there's more. We do have the evolution of I'm blind on a blank here. Rockruff, which is the dust form, the form that we haven't seen yet in Pokemon Go. It is the one that Ash has in the anime. We also have Incineroar, actually holding a gift, so that's actually pretty good, even though we already know about that Pokemon. Cosmo seems to be running around there. Now, if you don't know who Cosmo is a legendary Pokemon that can evolve into the legendary Pokemon Solgaleo and Lunana throughout the course of the adventures of Alola. So, that's interesting to see how they're going to release that. Then we have, of course, our character players, Professor Willow with Melton and a 7K egg. Hopefully we'll see that. Pikachu with the TCG head. Hopefully that comes back soon because I want to actually get one. Failings and Galarian Stunfisk in the bottom left, which is pretty good. If we go to the top right, we see, of course, Mega Charizard, Mega Latios and Latias, Skyform Shaman. We do have another Vivillon form in there, and we also have Turtonator, I think it's called.
Yeah, I believe so.
Turtonator happens to be another Dragon Fire type Pokemon in Generation 7 that has yet to be released. It only has one evolution, so it's not bad to see. Then we have Slowpoke, Shaman, regular landform Shaman, Mimikyu, and Charbug in the middle of the screen. We also have things like Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil in the middle with the Mega Blastoise. Which, I don't know if you notice. Do you know the reason why those 3 starters are there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
A little game about a little boy called Arceus.
Yes, definitely. So, looks like they are promotizing the starters for the Hisuian region for the first time. We don't know anything much about it yet, but of course that will be interesting when we see it. And there is 2 brand new characters that we have no idea who they are at this point. There's one talking to Spark, and one that looks like it's talking to Blanche and Turtonator in the middle right there. So I don't know what to make to this. When I saw it, it looks pretty interesting, of course.
I will say it's interesting. They both have a yellow bandana. I don't know if that means they're on the same quote-unquote team, coming from the same place. That's just something I want to put out there really quick.
I also want to put out the outfit of the lady in the middle with Spark. She has a violet outfit, or at least purple violet outfit with a scarlet coat. Let it process. Come on. What's the games that are coming out in the next few months?
Oh my!
My goodness, it took you like a minute here.
I was just seeing if you knew.
My goodness, I'm the one giving you the hints.
Oh my gosh. Do you think they're going to come out at the same time as the games?
Well, one thing, okay, so we haven't really talked about Scarlet and Violet, which we are excited. The brand new generation of Pokemon is happening in Pokemon proper. It will come out in November. And if you guys want us to go a deep dive into what it is, we kind of have to wait until November because we're not going to know anything until then.
Yeah, nah. We know the same thing as, the videos. That's it.
Yeah, so the trailer came out. A couple of information came out. The games are called Scarlet and Violet. Of course. With an emphasis of past and future, knowing that the legendary Pokemons each corresponds to the past and future respectfully. So it's a possibility, just a small little possibility, that Pokemon Go could also be a catalyst to how we can bring Pokemons from the past into this new future. A lot of people are mentioning and thinking that the Hisuian forms, which are not available in any other games aside from Legend Arceus, should be coming into Pokemon in both Pokemon Go and Pokemon proper using the method in Scarlet and Violet that we don't know yet.
Well, I mean, we have already seen Voltorb, so I highly believe that then.
But Pokemon Go, even though... Okay, think about it this way. Pokemon Go is the multiverse, okay? We are the multiverse.
It's the intersection of every universe.
Basically, aside from Pokemon Masters, but Pokemon Masters is more about the characters in the games.
Yeah.
But which I think that Pokemon Go is, I believe it's gonna be a catalyst to what it comes and what it's gonna be for the future. So I believe these characters that we see right now, these brand new characters in the game, are going to be part of something bigger in the next few months. The summer is still, a couple months to end. Summer's technically started right now for a lot of us. But it's gonna end by around August. If we don't get something mysterious happening at the end of August or something like that, by the beginning of September in the fall, we may get some information about what these brand new characters are in that regard. But they seem pretty cool. The lady she is over the top, I guess. The guy is also pretty amazing, but there's just a lot of mystery when it comes down to it. And I love that about Pokemon Go, that they like to tease us this way in many different ways in that regard. I was hoping for a little bit of more when it comes to the megas, but of course, they just reskin some of the megas into more megas, and that's about it. So I hope that, there's more to it than Missy Edge. Of course, I know Kecklin is just hiding in the background here. So,
yeah, I was looking for him. I'm not going to lie.
I know, right? Yeah, I believe that too, Mr. First Hunter. But we'll get to it once we get more information about it. So it's gonna be interesting. I like it, and this is actually one of my. I believe it's close to one of my favorite artworks that they had. They just have so vibrant Pokemons around and everything. There's actually one last thing that a lot of people mention, and that is that there's no Gen 8 starters in these posters. Now, usually in the anniversary posters, we do get a hint of what is to come for the next year. We all thought that it was going to be Generation 8, even though we already had Generation 8 in Pokemon Go. It's just a little bit scatterbug, but the starters have not been revealed for Generation yet. So Scorbunny, Sobble, and Grookey are not yet to come into Pokemon Go for that reason. Any thoughts on that, Chris?
Interesting. I think it makes a little bit of sense, even though we have gotten some Generation 8. It seems like they want to shove in Legends Arceus, in my opinion, just because I think a lot of people, are very fond of that game, maybe a little bit more than Sword and Shield, even though Sword and Shield is a very good game. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But that's just my thought process on it. There's definitely some reasoning to why they're doing it this way.
Yeah, there's definitely. I believe that also, given time, if we would actually hit Generation 8 by next year, while Generation 9 is coming out this year specifically, I believe that a lot of the content would be kind of reminiscent to say, okay, we're waiting for Gen 8 plus a couple of things from Gen 5 and 6 that hasn't been released yet. And at the same time, we're waiting for Generation 9 to come into Pokemon Go. That will be at the following year. At that point, we're just waiting for more Pokemon proper generations to come out so Pokemon Go can implement them. Mm-hmm. And to really stretch Pokemon Go at its finest and how they're doing this, I believe this is the right course to it. Why? Because, again, just like Chris has mentioned, Legend Arceus is a very popular game that a lot of people enjoyed since the beginning of its time. It is still enjoyable right now. So I believe that Pokemon Go wants to go that route for a little bit longer. Since, at the end of the day, the Hisuian starters are basically new starters, just a new form for it. So we should be able to get those in shiny form, no less, aside from probably Rowlet. And then, and yeah, I mean, I believe that they're going through the nice course of just letting us ease in before we really get Generation 8 into the code, or into the game exactly. And then celebrate more Generation 7 and 6 in its retrospect. So, with that being said, I do believe that this is actually a pretty good anniversary art. I can't wait to meet the new NPCs in the game when it comes down to it. So I hope that they have some rich history on it. Now, the first Hunter did mention something that the hiker dude seems to be something to do with the root maker that everyone found in the last 2 years. I believe that may be the case, but we'll see how it goes until we have more information. Please stay tuned to the podcast. But yeah, that's all the news. I mean, we ranted well and over enough. I think that's all that we can get. How about we get some PvP goodness? Get good, get right. Here we go, Chris.
All right.
So GBL is in the Ultra and Kanto Cup right now. Have you done any battles?
Yeah, I've been focusing on Kanto Cup. Funny enough, and it's always been like this, Kanto Cup is really just the Alolan Pokemon Cup, in my opinion. Because the Alolan Pokemon just have amazing typing. Fire Ghost, Dark Poison. Yeah, it's really the only way you can get a Dark type Pokemon into the league, and Dark is pretty OP against every Kanto Pokemon.
Yeah.
So yeah, personally, I run Alolan Ninetales, Alolan Marowak, and then right now Shadow Sandslash, just because I've been trying to have a little bit of fun. I don't really like having Alolan Ninetales in the lead, even though it is a interesting typing. It just gets countered by so much. So I might change that up. But yeah, I've been liking it personally.
I believe the Master League is actually happening to switch over this week. So they're doing once a week.
I better get something else I can do.
What is something else, actually, now that I think about it?
I don't remember.
It has to be one of the special cups. I don't know if it's a 1500 CP cup or a little cup at this point, so
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. And then
Anything else but Master League.
I'll just lend my Master League team to Chris,
Oh, no. Yeah, I'll rent it.
I know, right? That'll be nice. And then some Factions updates. What do we got?
Yes. I gotta look at the points again. It was pretty rough last week again. We ended up losing to N Synchronoise 12-9. But I finally was able to pick up a win with a 2-1. So I was very happy about that. We did see a sweep from King Duck's pool. A trainer I've been really happy has been on our team, and I think he was feeling down because the past 2 weeks or so he was losing, so he felt like he wasn't doing too well. But we kept supporting him, and he came through with a sweep. So hopefully next week we just kick butt. Because we're trying to stay in silver tier. It looks like we might move down to bronze, but I think it is still possible for us to stay in silver tier. Okay. We're really trying to push for that.
All right. Yeah, that. Gotta practice, brother. Come on, where's the good teams? You gotta win them all, So.
Oh yeah. Gotta be the very best.
Yeah, Switchmasters is actually a pretty amazing team, so I know you guys will do what you can to get on top of it.
Love the squad.
Always. But, a tough week for you guys. It is what it is when it comes down to it. Okay, well, that is technically everything we have when it comes to news and updates. Now, we have a little piece of news that we want to talk about here on the podcast. And this is regarding time scheduling and stream scheduling in all regards. So Chris is actually going to switch jobs pretty soon. And that means that he will probably not be able to do the podcast on Sundays nights anymore. Unless we get really lucky with his schedule. So we will be getting into a new timeline pretty soon. I guess the last 2 weeks kind of push forward of when we can actually do them. So we'll keep you guys updated a little bit more, but a lot of the news and updates, hopefully we won't miss too many news and updates each week.
I hope it lines up a little bit better for us. Yeah. I know Sunday worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But I start my new job tomorrow. Hopefully I'll find out right away what my schedule is going to be looking at like, and it's more set in stone.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I do
looking forward
want,
to it.
yeah, I do want to emphasize that if the podcast is a little wonky here and there, it's mostly because of that. But if it actually works out, just like Chris mentioned, you know, most of the time we'll do the live podcast on Twitch during the week, release it on podcast services feeds, and we have the weekend to ourselves when it comes down to it. So when it comes, in the end of the day, I believe that it's a good change. So we'll see how it goes. So bear with us for the next few weeks. We'll see how it goes. If you don't see a podcast every Wednesday, like in podcast services fee, or every Sunday, this is the reason why. We're just gonna adjust a little bit more to hope to release them a little bit later in the week, and that should coexist with some of the news and updates when it comes down to it, if it gets closer to those weeks. So instead of having everything and recapping everything through the week at the end of Sunday, we'll recap everything at the middle of the week and then go on from there when it comes down to the news.
Yeah, there's got to be one day.
One day, yeah. We'll check it out, we'll see it, and we'll definitely announce it in our social medias when it comes down to it. So, that being said, we do have a question of this week. The topic question of the week for this week, I want to say, which new Pokemons are you excited to encounter in the upcoming days? Since the celebration poster or anniversary poster came out, I've been thinking about this. I'm definitely excited to meet another Ultra Beast, definitely. But I do want to see the Hisuian starters come into Pokemon GO pretty soon, hopefully.
Excited for that dusk form.
Yes.
For
yes.
the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name.
And I'm pretty sure
Mimikyu.
I'm pretty sure Mimikyu's gonna be out during the Halloween event for sure.
That's such a cool Pokemon too.
Yeah, very cool typing too. Ghost and Fairy.
Yeah, if it's not competitive, I'd be super surprised.
We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, it doesn't get shafted by the Pokemon.
Yeah, it gets like I don't even know infestation. Even infestation is good.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You also have to think, new possible new updates to the game, of course, with the new NPCs. But Generation 7 is the whole C move generations, and a lot of people are just trying to forget about it. We'll see how it goes. I don't think they're ever going to implement something like that anyways. But you never know. It's Pokemon Go, so you know how it is. With that being said, Chris, anything else that you want to cover?
No, I think we covered everything beautifully.
Nice.
I hope everybody is enjoying the TCG though as much as we are. I hope to get some more cards soon.
More packs, more cards. We did it. I need to get my Valor one though. I need all the trainers.
Oh, you'll get it. Did you see it was on the Pokemon Center? It probably should still be.
Yeah, right now I'm running low on cash, so I'll wait a little bit longer.
Oh, it'll be there. Yeah. You don't gotta worry. It's not gonna sell out anytime soon.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure since now I gotta save that for Seattle anyway, so money. Gotta love it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening to the podcast, everybody. If you want to check us out, podcast services fees are Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Spotify. Many other places, of course, if you want to leave us a review. We will greatly appreciate it. Myself in social media, we have the Purified Podcast, Pure Letter Go, and Pokemon Trigger Please, all on Twitter. You can email us any information or anything you want to talk about at the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can join our Discord. I'm sure a lot of you already are, but if you want to check us out, there's our Discord there. It's also on the notes of the podcast, of course. And don't forget to check us out at the purifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. With that being said, Chris, I believe we can take it away for the night.
All right. We got a lot to look forward to, especially with the new poster information. If you have any favorites from the Legends Arceus game, I'm sure you can expect to see them in the near future. At least I would. We're still waiting on Kecleon, but Pokemon Go will release probably every Pokemon sooner or later.
Right.
We can cross our fingers. Hope you guys enjoy the anniversary event of Pokemon Go and get what you want. And look forward to the future of Pokemon Go coming back next year for even more shinies. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying them, and we'll see you guys next time.